What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Let's get right into it. Have some things I want to talk about. And let me just say, I love boxing. It's a roller coaster ride, and I love to see upsets. Love to see a good underdog story. If you know anything about me, you'll know that about me. And Kell Brook, he did the unthinkable. He went across the pond, defeated the person who was the champion, Sean Porter, who was perceived to be the stronger of the two and the more experienced and decorated. And he pulled the upset. And it wasn't an upset to me. I told you my prediction. But to a lot of people, it was an upset. So it shakes things up, and I love that in the sport of boxing. Same thing happened when Sean Porter beat Devin Alexander. A lot of people didn't see that coming, and he did it. So I love a good underdog story. Now, looking forward, I want to see Kell Brook in the mix with Amir Khan or Keith Thurman. And I'm going to spend time in this video explaining why. Now, the Amir Khan, we'll start with that. That's easy. They're both from the UK. They've had previous bad blood. They were on Sky Sports talking about when they sparred a long time ago, who got the best of those sparring sessions. And this is a huge money fight. And we've seen even this year, George Groves versus Carl Froch put 80,000 butts in the seat. And it was a big affair, a big event. And it was a big in the UK and also in the US. I know a lot of people that are looking forward to that fight. Good 50-50 fight. Amir Khan, Kell Brook is a great fight. Not just for the demographic and because it's a UK kind of international type fight, but there's a history behind it. And both guys look good in their most recent performances. I thought Kell Brook, he just looked really sharp. He stayed composed, and I like to see that. That's the mentality of a champion. You could say the same thing with Amir Khan. And actually, they both had similar performances in terms of Kell Brook didn't get a knockdown or anything like that, like Khan did against Collazo. But a lot of people complain that Khan clinched too much. But he did what he had to do to win. Luis Collazo didn't. Same thing with Sean Porter. So they both look good at welterweight. And Amir Khan is newer to the welterweight. I just think it's a good fight. People question Amir Khan's chin. Kell Brook, this is his biggest win, so a lot of people question Kell Brook's resume. It's a fight that needs to happen. Oscar De La Hoya also tweeted this. Talked to Keith Thurman last night, and he said he will go to the UK and challenge Special K, Kell Brook. Awesome. I love to hear that. Keith Thurman, true warrior. He's trying to get the big fights. He's trying to get a Mayweather-Pacquiao fight eventually, something like that. And this is the course that previous boxers have had to go through to get those big fights. Fighter Kell Brook, again, doesn't have the most decorated resume, but he crossed the seas and beat Sean Porter. He's now the IBF champion. This makes sense. And as a boxing fan, one of these fights needs to happen next. I mean, I really want to see it. They're talking about making Amir Khan versus Robert Guerrero for December, November, fourth quarter sometime. I'm okay with that. But right after, this needs to happen. Or in the interim, if you're just waiting, make Keith Thurman and Kell Brook. It's a great fight. Keith Thurman is relatively untested. He's been looking great against the level of competition he's had, the Jesus Soto Caraces. But we want to see what he looks like against someone who showed the championship mentality like Kell Brook just did. He showed power. He showed he was strong. Sean Porter didn't just bulldog him like he did to Paulie Malignaggi. And it was actually very different. Like, if you've seen how Sean Porter was just moving Paulie Malignaggi and having his way, he really ran through him and like just applied pressure, and that was enough. But he couldn't do that with Kell Brook. He reached that kind of brick wall, and Kell Brook was landing more precise, accurate shots, and he stayed composed, and that's what I really like about it. So this is a good fight. Keith Thurman, devastating puncher, but he's been in with less than competition, not necessarily because of him. Some people have ducked him. Some people think it's just promoter soft touch matchmaking. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, Keith Thurman has not been in with like the world class champions, and that his best like adversity, I guess, was like Diego Chavez, something like that. The other fights were pretty much easy work for Keith Thurman. Kell Brook, different fight, and I love this fight. So realistically, this is what I want to see next. Kell Brook, Amir Khan in the UK, or have Keith Thurman go to the UK and fight Kell Brook. It's just good. I like boxing going back to the throwback days where fighters are just fighters and they scrap and may the best man win. So I think it's huge testament to people like Keith Thurman, if he is even willing. Even if Keith Thurman went to the UK and got knocked out, I would respect him for at least traveling. He's traveling to the UK to fight the champion. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to have it done on neutral ground or some shit. So I mean, I really respect that. I respect anyone who's willing to go to that other person's backyard in order to claim and signify that they're the best. Amir did it against Lamont Peterson, went to DC. So if Keith Thurman does that, salute and tons of props for that. And if Kell Brook takes the fight, it's a dangerous puncher in Keith Thurman, and that's a hell of a first title defense if they make this fight next. So Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy, if anybody's watching, get this done. Do what's right for the fans. No more of these soft touch bullshit, Rod Salka, Danny Garcia matches that we already know the outcome. There can only be one possible outcome. In fact, Keith Thurman, Kell Brook, I guarantee you in the comment section of this video, there's going to be people who are rocking with Kell Brook after last night's performance, and there's going to be people that say, no way, Keith Thurman is the one that's going to take the cake. So that alone lets you know what level of a fight it is. When I made videos about Danny Garcia, Rod Salka, nobody was really saying Rod Salka was going to win. They were saying, oh, I hope he does win for Danny Garcia cherry picking. But nobody really believed that Rod Salka had the skills, or no one knew his resume and seen anything in his past fights that let them believe he was going to beat Danny Garcia. They just wanted Danny Garcia to lose. Big difference. But Keith Thurman, Kell Brook, good fight. Amir, Kell Brook, good fight. Make sure you like the video. Let me know what you guys think of these matches. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.